Costa Rica as an expat and why a social network is mega important. Hi and welcome. My name is Muriel, expat since 2018, coming from the Netherlands with a family of 4, husband and 2 kids. And here on the channel, I've been sharing everything I've learned so far myself in my life here. And I'm excited that you found my video, and if you're brand new, feel welcome to subscribe, share the channel, give me a thumbs up, hit the bell icon to get notified, and also I invite you to my Costa Rica school community. The link, you find it in the first comment and in the description down below. Well, today is my mission to explain a little bit into details why having a social network is more important than in other places in the world. For example, where I come from, of course, you need a network, you need friends, family. It's always convenient, especially when you are a family with growing up kids. But here in Costa Rica, most people I know live a little bit like us, a little bit remote. We do not live in the city. We do not live in a busy town. We all kind of have our properties, and that can be different for others. But I'm just sharing from my point of view, okay? So especially when having growing up kids, you know, sometimes a parent is sick. Who is gonna bring the kids to the school bus? Like, if you are by yourself, in a lot of places there are no public transportation available like you have in big cities. Where I come from, you have the bus, the tram, the metro. You can take a bike, you can take a taxi, you can take an Uber. Here, there's nothing. And if the local bus is driving on time, it's kind of luck. So transportation wise, it's super important that you can depend on a neighbor, on a friend who lives kind of close by and who is willing to reach out to you if you are in trouble, if your car is in the garage, if you have a flat tire, if whatever, you're sick and your kid needs to be going to the school bus, that you can pendle each other's kids, like carpooling. That's so important. Actually, when I think back about the time that my kids were still in the international school, we always combined that. Not all the parents were driving. We were always carpooling. Why? Because the roads are pretty crappy here and it saves a lot of vehicles, tires, gasoline, etc. So we were always carpooling. Now, secondly, why do you want to have a network? It's to ask for advice and help according to a specific something. Like, for example, when we found this property, we needed an attorney. Well, everyone knows an attorney, but who do you know which attorney you can trust? So I reached out to my direct network of people, and back in the days, those were other parents connected to my children's school. I remember that my very first best friends came through my children, came through the schools, were parents of other kids, you know. You just need advice of people who are already doing what you are about to do. So I always take this rule. If I need an attorney, the one that is mentioned 3 times by different of my inner circle, I'm going to pick that attorney in this case. Same for a garage. I ask around in my network, like in the gym, to my neighbors, in the wherever I know people, and ask, hey, do you know Trustworthy garage here in town? People have different garages. I pick the one that is mentioned the most. That's how I do it. But you need a network for it. You cannot trust strangers for it. Now, this is also, by the way, why I decided to create Costa Rica Expat Compass. It is a group for Costa Rica expat wannabes and current Costa Rica expats who already been through the trenches, who are willing to share that advice. So for those who do not have a big contact list, like, for example, I made a big contact list when I was doing my checking out vacation here to see where would we be living. I made a list of contacts. I spoke with everyone at the beach, like, where do you live? I saw people with kids. Where do your kids go to school? I visited the school. Hey, what kind of rents do you pay here? What is the normal average price for a square meter to buy? I asked everything. And I had a bunch of contacts. Actually, we found our first rental that we arrived in Santa Teresa after leaving everything from the Netherlands. Oh yeah, it was a crappy house, but for the first 2 months it was fine. It was safe, it was okay. I'm just saying, through my own inner circle, I found another house. And this is what I want to create for you through Costa Rica Expat Compass. So you're not by yourself, because it's not a social media Facebook group. It's a closed school community where there are no tire kickers. There's only positive people there allowed. And that's so cool. So it's a lot of people who I already know, I invited in there, but also who are following me on my YouTube and have a benefit from being in there. It could be because together you know more. If you need someone for your hair, I can recommend you someone in my area, but I don't know anyone in the area of Puerto Viejo. Maybe someone else lives there and knows someone for hair over there, for those who are going to move there. This is what I established with Costa Rica Expat Compass, and you're more than invited. The number 3, which is actually the big number 1, is in case of emergencies. You need a social network to fall back on if something happens. I have an example. My son broke his leg on a Saturday. Long story short, we had to take an ambulance plane to the capital to go to Clinica Biblica, a hospital that I have good experiences with. And in the middle of the night, they told us, okay, you're good to go. And there we were in the middle of the night. I was so tired. I was still a little bit in shock. And we were told that Nick was good. You can go home now at 2:30 at night, being 7 hours away from home by car, by a ferry, by whatever. No planes going at night. So who did I call? An inner circle contact. I called the father of my friend, and he has a house in San Jose. It's an elderly couple and we know each other. We have been enjoying dinner together and stuff. And I called him. I asked him if I could stay in his house because I had no cash on me. My credit card was declined. I don't know what was going on. I had all these challenges. I had no data on my phone, so I couldn't call because, you know, it happened unexpected. Breaking a leg of my son. And he said, of course, just take a taxi. I will be on the outlook for you. And we stayed there at night and had a good night's sleep. And having a close contact in the area of San Jose was my blessing in the sky. Those are 3 reasons, and there's more reasons. The 4th reason is, for example, just to have fun, to enjoy, you know, bringing a pineapple to the beach and watch the sunset together. Yeah, you can do it by yourself, but together it's much more fun, and together you know much more. And Costa Rica is for the outside world like paradise country, and it is paradise. It is beautiful. I love it. But also it can be challenging. And when you are in challenging times, it's always easier to be with people you know, like, and trust, and to count on, and to lean on, and to ask advice from. And that's why having a network of people and friends and neighbors around you built as a Costa Rica expat is highly important. And I do hope that this makes sense and that this helps you. And again, if you don't know anyone, it's fine. I'm offering you my network. Costa Rica Expat Compass, link around this video and in the comments. I look forward to welcoming you there. Whether you are still in preparing mode or you already living here for several years, you're welcome. Bye for now.